I want to talk about serving this morning. We've all received specific gifts that we can use, but all of our gifts aren't the same. Here's 1 Peter. It says, God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. Here we see that each of us have been given a gift, but again, they're not the same. We create this big ecosystem, this big support system, community, right? Where people can lean on each other in areas that they're not gifted. So it's very key that each of us are plugged in and using the specific gifts and abilities that we've received from God in our community. That way we can be of service to other people just like we've been called to, because again, I'm going to read the second part of that verse. Ready? It says, once we've been given the gift, it says, use them well to serve one another. It's a biblical call in our lives to be able to use the specific talents and abilities we have. It's important that we're all plugged in and, creating that support system for each other. You may have been saying to yourself, well, I don't really know what my gifts or abilities or talents are. Or even the second one, I know what area I'm interested in, but I know I'm not talented in it. And if that's the case, don't worry. I want to read to you the back half of this parable of the talents here out of Matthew 25. It says, to those who use well what are given, even more will be given to them, and they will have an abundance. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. So we see here that it is key to be using even what little gifts and abilities you have. Many of you may not know, but I started serving when I was an early teenager in the sound and technology area. I didn't know anything when I started. I knew that I was just interested. I was interested in sound, I was interested in making things sound good, but I didn't know how to do any of that. The broadcast audio will prove it if you go back far enough on the YouTube channel. But anyways, I say all that to say this. It is key that we're stepping out in faith so that we can see God multiply even what little we have. If we just, take our gift and ability and we hide it and we don't use it, we see here, Jesus says, even what little they had will be taken away. So we want to be moving in the positive direction and not the negative. It is so important that we're serving here at church. It's so important that we're serving in our community. That way we can see God give us more gifts and abilities. We can see God work in our lives and multiply our talents. So if you're interested in serving here at Elevated Church and volunteering, whether it's a Sunday or throughout the week, I'm going to have you pull out your cell phone. That way you can text SERVE, S-E-R-V-E, SERVE, to the number 727-351-6886. Now, I'm going to keep that graphic down here, and in the meantime, I'm going to rapid fire some questions, or not questions. I'm going to rapid fire some areas you can serve in. Sundays, greeters, you're the front line of Elevated Family. You're smiling at people, you're being friendly, you're welcoming them into church. You're basically just a welcoming face, a warm, happy face that can welcome people into church. Next, toddlers and nursery, self-explanatory. You're working with babies. The toddlers do a curriculum, so you're teaching a little bit. Next, the broadcast team. You're working with computers, you're working with sound, you're working with video, cameras, stuff like that. If you don't know how to do any of that, but you're interested, text the number because we can teach you all of it. Next, this is a brand new one. Okay, everybody, this is a brand new one. It's called the Connect Team. What this is going to be is people who can connect with first-time and new attenders throughout the week. If you can do this and you're interested in just being hospitable to new people, whether it's over coffee or a meal or a game night or whatever, feel free to text this number because we're interested in forming that team. Next, moving on to the food stuff. Every day we have the Little Food Pantry and the daily meals. The Little Food Pantry is a box out by the back of the property. It gets refilled daily. The daily meals, Mike Gross runs that on the back, the side of the youth building where that overhang is. And the last one, bringing it home, Divine Providence, 6 p.m. on Fridays. If you're interested in that, Chuck Polina runs that. It's a USDA food bank. There's a lot of setup that goes into that. So if you're interested in that, text the number. And I think that's it.